Hello again, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome inside the Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle, Washington on the campus of Seattle Pacific University, where we have a GNAC volleyball match coming up for you between the Seattle Pacific Falcons and the visiting Western Washington Vikings. My name is Max Gunn. Great to have you with me on SPUFalcons.com today. It is a very special day here at the Brome Pavilion. It is Senior Day, as well as the 1,000th match in SPU Falcons volleyball history. Western Washington coming into this match with a 24-3 overall record. They are a perfect 19-0 within the GNAC Conference. They have won 24 consecutive matches, and the Falcons will try and knock them off today in their final match of the year. SPU coming in with an 11-15 record, and they are 9-10 in the GNAC. I mentioned it is Senior Day. 4 seniors are about to be honored down on the court prior to the match. Simone Tran, Amanda Gannett, Sean Crespi, and Haley Gaines, all with their friends and family in attendance today, being honored for great careers in an SPU Falcons uniform. So now we will send it down to the court to the PA announcer for the ceremony.
First of all, the Falcons want to honor the Viking seniors who are also in the final year of their college careers. They are setter Brett Bolsell, outside hitter Abby Phelps, middle blocker Michaela Hall, outside hitter Taylor Lyle, and defensive specialist libero Aubrey Stevens. Now what a nice round of applause for our friends from Bellingham, Western Washington's 5 senior players. All right, fans, let's be loud in here for our special senior presentation. Let's start our celebration by introducing middle blocker Sean Crespi. Joining Sean are her mother, Kelly, her father, Keith, and her boyfriend, Jander. Sean has become one of the most prolific blockers in the history of SPU volleyball. She will finish at number 3 on the career list for total blocks, as she comes into today's match with 431. On Thursday, against Simon Frazier, she scored the 900th point of her career, and this year alone, she has recorded her 500th and 600th career kills. Earlier this season, Sean was named the GNAC Defensive Player of the Week, her second such honor. Sean is an exercise science major. This senior with the Crespi Creamer is blocker Sean Crespi. Once again, let's hear it for Sean. Now, please welcome opposite Haley Gaines. Here with Haley are her mom, Barbara, dad Bob, sisters Jen and Hannah, brother Bobby, and friend Kira. This is her only season here, but what a season it's been. After she transferred from Concordia Irvine on August 24th in her first SPU match, Haley delivered 7 service aces against Fresno Pacific. In a span of 4 matches, she had 3 career highs for kills, 15 at Northwest Nazarene University, 16 at Central Washington, and 19 versus Alaska Anchorage. This fall, Haley has put her 200th and 300th and 400th career kills onto the floor, has logged her 100th block, 100th dig, and 500th career point. What a resume right there. She is working on her master's degree in industrial organization psychology. Give it up for senior opposite Haley Gaines. Once again, Haley Gaines. Next up, here is libero Amanda Gannett. Coming out with Amanda are mom Tana, dad Joe, Aunt Tracy, grandma Pat, and boyfriend Kyle. In just the past month, Amanda has moved all the way up to number 2 on SPU's career digs list. She comes into today's match with 1,616 digs, with 454 of those this season. Amanda has also earned her share of assists and put her 200th career assist into the books earlier this fall. She's also one of SPU's best servers with a single season best 26 aces so far this fall and 75 for her career. class. She is a 3-time GNAC All-Academic Selection as an applied human biology major. This is senior libero Amanda Ganetti. Once again, Amanda Ganetti, ladies and gentlemen. And our final senior is Simone Tran. Joining Simone are her mom, Tanya, and stepdad Michael, dad Sung, and stepmom Susan, and brothers Ethan and Alex. Fans, you are looking at the new Seattle Pacific University record holder for career assists. Simone broke the 12-year-old standard of 4,009 last Saturday at Fairbanks and starts today with a record 4,094. How about that? She has topped 1,000 assists for the 3rd season in a row. She also has more than 1,200 career digs and a whopping 60 assist dig double-doubles. In addition, she has recorded more than 200 blocks. She's sharp in the classroom, too, as an applied human biology major with 3 GNAC All-Academic Awards. And for those of you who missed it on Thursday, Simone is being presented with a ball from our friends at Alaska Fairbanks, where she broke that school assist record last Saturday night. Give it up for senior setter Simone Tran. Once again, Simone and all the seniors, let's hear a big round of applause for your SPU seniors. Sean Crispy, Haley Gaines, Amanda Ganetti, and Simone Tran. There are your seniors. All right, we're going to get set now for the starting lineups as we get the teams over to their benches and ready to go. Parents, family members, friends, thank you so much for all you do in supporting these athletes, driving them to practices through the years, everything. It's highly appreciated. It's great to see you out here this afternoon. All right, fans, welcome once again to Royal Rome Pavilion for this afternoon's matchup featuring the Western Washington Vikings and your Seattle Pacific University Falcons. And now, let's meet the starting lineups. Starting with the Western Washington Vikings. The Vikings are coached by Diane Flick Williams. Her assistants are Bryce Larson and James Subb. Here are the starters. A senior setter, number 1, Brett Bosell. Senior pinheader, number 5, Abby Phelps. Senior middle blocker, number 8, Michaela Hall. Sophomore pinhitter, number 9, Allison Davenport. Junior middle blocker, number 11, Kaylee Harper. Senior defensive specialist, number 15, Aubrey Stevens. That is your libero as well for Western Washington. And a junior defensive specialist, number 21, May Thumb. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get up on your feet and make some noise. Here is the starting lineup for your Seattle Pacific University Falcons. The head coach of the Falcons is Abby Wright, and her assistant is Corian Wild. Here are the starters. A junior outside hitter, number 3, Gabby Otto. Captain, senior setter, number 7, Simone Tran. Sophomore, opposite outside hitter, number 8, Maddie Batiste. Freshman outside hitter, number 11, Aaron Gould. Senior middle blocker, number 12, Sean Crespi. And a sophomore middle blocker, number 17, Gabby Stagmoller. The libero for Seattle Pacific is a senior, number 4, Amanda Ganetti. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And with that, we are all set to go from the Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle. You just saw the Senior Day ceremony down on the court. Sean Crespi, Amanda Gannetti, Simone Tran, and Haley Gaines all honored prior to the match today, playing their final volleyball match in an SPU Falcons uniform. And they are up to a tough task today, trying to knock off the Western Washington University Vikings, who are the number 2 team in all of Division II volleyball. Western Washington on a 24-match winning streak. They started off this season 0-3, but have not lost since the end of August. The Falcons have dropped their last 5 matches here at the Royal Brome Pavilion, trying to snap that in the final match of the 2018 season here this afternoon. My name is Max Gunn. Great to have you with me. You are listening on SPUFalcons.com. The starters one more time for Western Washington: Brett Bosell, Abby Phillips, Michaela Hall, Allison Davenport, Kaylee Harper, May Thung, and Aubrey Stevens is the libero. And for SPU, Gabby Odo, Simone Tran, Maddie Batiste, Aaron Gould, Sean Crespi, Gabby Stegmoller, and the senior libero is Amanda Gannetti. May Thung will serve it up, and we are underway this afternoon at 4:11 p.m. Pacific time. Western Washington has just been dominant this season. Of their last 11 wins, as that one goes out to give the Vikings the first point of the day. Too strong for Maddie Batiste, and it's 1-0 as Thung goes back to serve again. Of the last 12 matches, obviously 12 wins for Western Washington, but 11 of them have been in 3-game sweeps. Batiste with a little soft toss. What a dig there by Abby Phelps, the All-American, diving at the last second, preventing it from touching the floor. That one is out. Too strong again for Maddie Batiste, and it's 2-0. Thung, a junior from Kent, Washington. I'll be saying Washington a lot this match. Everybody on Western Washington is from Washington State. Odo with a fire. That one's dug out of there by Stevens. Tran setting up Batiste. Out again. But it's a point for Seattle Pacific because it was touched by one of the Vikings. And now Simone Tran, the senior setter, will go back and serve for Seattle Pacific. Falcons looking to even it up at 2 points apiece. Gannetti bumps it up to Gaines, the opposite. Can't get it to fall. Long rally here early on in set number 1. Tran setting up Crespi. Nice dig by Thung. Now Gaines will try. Thung got a piece of it, but it goes out of bounds, and Haley Gaines evens up this first game at 2 points apiece. Haley Gaines, what a season she has had. Her only season in a Falcons uniform after transferring from Concordia Irvine. One of those 4 seniors honored before the match. There's Phelps, who picks up the kill. Albie Phelps, who's a 3-time first-team GNAC All-Conference selection. It was the 2017 GNAC Player of the Year. Picks up her first point today. Phelps also has the most kills in GNAC Conference history. She picked that honor up on Thursday. And Gaines picks up another one to even it up at 3 points apiece. Haley Gaines picked up her 200th, 300th, and 400th career kills this season. Over 500 career points. 3 3 early. And that one is down for a point for Western Washington. Michaela Hall, the senior middle blocker, who is second in the GNAC in hitting percentage at .373. gets her first kill of the day, and the Vikings go up 4 serving 3. Such an incredible season Western Washington has had. Gabby Odo can't get that one to fall. Nice job by Crespi in front to get a piece of it. Now here's Phelps. Dug out of there by Tran. Gannetti going to set up Odo. Tried the soft toss but wouldn't fall. Phelps again. Gannetti handles it. Now Odo with a strike, but Stevens right there. Another long rally in this first set. Gaines picks up the point. And back and forth we go early on. 4 serving 4, and Amanda Gannetti will go back and serve. Gannetti sends it away. Nice job by Stegmoller in front. And Gabby Stegmoller picks up a point for Seattle Pacific. The Falcons take their first lead at 5 serving 4 here in the first. Stegmoller is so much more of an offensive threat this season in her sophomore campaign after playing sparingly as a freshman, and she'll have to take on an even bigger role next season with the 4 seniors departing. Haley Gaines gets another. And Haley Gaines puts Seattle Pacific up 6 serving 4. Gaines already with 3 kills. Odo gets it over, but it touches the net, and that will be a point for Western Washington. 5 serving 6. Abby Phelps back to serve. Tran setting up Stegmoller. Phelps again, and Simone Tran able to dig it out. Odo looking to strike. And that's out of bounds for a Seattle Pacific point. The Falcons go up 7, serving 5. So after dropping the first 3 matches of the 2018 season to ranked opponents at a tournament in Florida, Western Washington has rattled off 24 consecutive wins. And during that time, they've won 72 of 82 sets during that impressive win streak, as the Falcons get another point and push their lead to 8-5, which is their largest of the match. Haley Gaines checks out. Aaron Gould, serving specialist, will check in. Odo with the kill. And Gabby Odo puts the Falcons up 9 serving 5. And Diane Flick-Williams, in her 19th season as head coach of Western Washington, wants to call a quick timeout. The Falcons with a 4-point lead in set number 1 over the number 2 team in the country. Trying to pull off a big-time upset here at home on Senior Day. We'll step aside and be back. You are listening to SPU Volleyball on SPUFalcons.com. Welcome back to the Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle. Max Gunn with you at SPUFalcons.com this afternoon. Seattle Pacific with an early 9-5 lead, and Erin Gould will serve out of the timeout, and she picks up an ace. The freshman from Kent, who was a 4-year starter at Kentwood High School, able to give Seattle Pacific a 10-5 lead. We've seen a lot of long rallies so far here in this first set. Tran setting up Gabby Odo. Was in search of her second kill, but was denied, and now Abby Phelps hits it right into the arms of Erin Gould, who sends it over. And that one stays in, and it is a kill for number 9, Allison Davenport, the sophomore outside hitter from Auburn, Washington, who's 5th on the team in kills with 147 coming into this match. But Davenport's going to take on a lot more responsibility next season once some of the seniors graduate for Western Washington. There's a net violation on the Vikings to give the Falcons another point. They're up 11 serving 6. And Gabby Odo's back to serve. Some of those seniors, Abby Phelps most notably, the All-American on the Vikings team, as well as Michaela Hall, the star middle blocker. Tran goes to get it by the scores table, and Gould has to send it over, and does. Line drive return, and Simone Tran picks up the kill. So sneaky offensively. We say it time and time again, but there she is, Simone Tran. When teams least expect it, the setter goes offensive. And the Falcons doubling up Western Washington now 12-6. Here's Stegmoller. Denied in front, and the Vikings get a point. Right there was Kaylee Harper, as well as Davenport, combining to put that one on the court. So it's 7 serving 12. Davenport back to serve for Western Washington. Davenport leads the team with 21 aces. And now a quick 2-0 spurt by the Vikings. They pulled it within 4. It's 8 serving 12. Western Washington, so good within the GNAC. They've won their last 36 GNAC conference matches, dating back to last season. Maddie Batiste, that one's in. After hitting a couple of out earlier in this set, Maddie Batiste gets one to fall, and the Falcons go up 13-8. Nice job there by the sophomore from Portland. And now Gabby Stegmoller will serve, but she commits an error. And that gives a point back to Western. Over the last 7 seasons, Western Washington is an incredible 117-15. That's an 88.5 win percentage within the GNAC. So now the Vikings back within 3, 10 serving 13. And May Thung will serve. And Odo hits it into the Falcons' side of the net, make it 11 serving 13. Falcons hanging on by 2. And Abby Wright, who is coaching her 55th match as head coach of this Seattle Pacific University volleyball program, wants to call a quick timeout. We'll step aside and be back. 13-11, Falcons in front in set number 1 on Senior Day. This is SPUFalcons.com. So out of the timeout, Thung will serve again. And off it goes. Falcons up 13-11. Make it 14-11 after the Vikings hit that one out of bounds. And now Simone Tran will serve. Haley Gaines back into the match for SPU. Tran, the all-time assists leader in SPU Falcons history, was presented with the game ball from Alaska Fairbanks when she broke the record last week. That is in. A big-time kill for Kaylee Harper. Harper was first team All-GNAC her redshirt freshman and sophomore seasons, but did not play last year, despite still being a member of Western Washington's program. But she's come back this year in a big-time way. She's second on the team in kills behind only Abby Phelps. Falcons still up 14-12. Sean Crespi, that's in. Just barely on that end line. The official right on top of it, pointing that flag down. And the Falcons take a 15-12 lead midway through set number one. Mallie Donahoe to serve. And that one's too strong for Haley Gaines. It goes out of bounds. So Western Washington picks up the point. They're down 13, serving 15. Brett Bosol will serve. Dug out of there by Donahoe. Tran sets up Crespi. Nearly got it to fall, but Davenport was right there, and that one's out of bounds for an SPU point. So Seattle Pacific up 16, serving 13. And Amanda Gannetti will serve. Phelps. Nice dig by Donahoe, and Stegmoller can't get it to fall. Odo refires, but Thung able to get it, and that one's down for a point. Abby Phelps picks up the kill and now goes back to serve. It's 14, serving 16. Gaines gets it to go. A little bit of a cue shot for Haley Gaines. Almost looked like a slice that you would see in tennis. She wound up and looked like she was going to just punch it onto the floor like she always does. But took a little bit off of it, and it caught the Vikings off guard, and she was able to find the hardwood. 17-14, Falcons lead, make it 18-14 as Gabby Odo is fired up with good reason. Odo picks up the kill, and the Falcons playing some terrific volleyball here in set number one on their home floor. That was Odo's fourth kill of the match so far. That one is out. Mallie Donahoe hit it out for Seattle Pacific, so that's a Vikings point. 15 serving 18. And now Aubrey Stevens, formerly Aubrey Buckner. She got married over the summer. Will serve, and there's another kill for Gabby Odo. Her fifth of the day, tied with Haley Gaines for the most kills for the Falcons so far. And Seattle Pacific goes up 19-15, and Odo will serve. Odo, the leader in kills for Seattle Pacific this season. That one's too strong, make it 20-15. Falcons go up by 5, their largest lead of this first set. And Diane Flick-Williams will call another timeout. keep it right here during the timeout
Chris Johnson, who's in the house
and get you caught up in some other Seattle Pacific University sports news. The start of the men's basketball season was delayed when the Mac Martin tournament in Chico, California was canceled because of those nasty wildfires. The Falcons now will open their season next weekend in the Sodexo Classic, playing Westminster on Friday and Azusa Pacific on Saturday, both at 7 p.m. Central Washington will be in the 3 p.m. game both of those days. The men's and women's cross-country teams will run the NCAA Division II West Regionals next Saturday morning in Billings, Montana, with berths in the national meet on the line. The men race at 9 a.m. Pacific, and the 13th ranked go at 10:15. So now Gabby Odo will serve out of the timeout. Serving 15, Falcons in front. Nearly an ace there for Odo, but a nice dig at the last second by Phelps. And that one was tipped. And that is a Falcons point. A little bit of confusion between the officials. And they rule it a point for Seattle Pacific, and now another point for the Falcons. An ace for Gabby Odo after just missing out on one to serve before. Picks one up there, and SPU cruising now up by 7, 22 serving 15. Keeping the foot on the gas. What a dig by Odo. Now Maddie Batiste gets her turn, but that one is blocked and down for a point. Kaylee Harper right there in the middle, the 6'3" junior. And now Davenport will serve for Western Washington. And the Falcons get another. A miscommunication there on the side of Western Washington. And that kill makes it 23-16. And now they are going to review it.
Challenge is being reviewed right now. The player was past the line on contact on the back line.
So they're reviewing whether the player was on the back line prior to making contact with the volleyball. As it stands right now, it's 23-16 Seattle Pacific. So the official going over to that replay monitor. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that this is the 1,000th match in SPU volleyball history. So in addition to Senior Day here at the Royal Brome Pavilion, also a big-time milestone for the program for the 1,000th match. It's a volleyball program here at SPU that started in 1986. The first 212 matches were played at the NAIA level from 1986 to 1991. And the last 788 matches have been played in the NCAA Division II. Falcons rolling as a program and rolling here in set number 1. The call on the court stands. There's an error from Gabby Stegmoller on the serve to make it 17 serving 23 now. But the Falcons up by 6 deep into this first set, 2 points away from going ahead 1-0. This is a Western Washington team that, again, has won 24 consecutive matches. Here's Sean Crespi gearing up, and it gets down. Sean Crespi in her final match in a Falcons uniform brings this to set point. Simone Tran will serve for set number 1, 24 serving 17. Harper has it rattled around. Crespi got a piece of it. Now Odo sends it over, but dug out of there by Phelps. Now Phelps gears up for the kill. What a dig by Amanda Gannett. Harper again. What a job by Simone Tran. And Maddie Batiste puts it onto the floor, and the Falcons take set number 1, 25-17. How about that? Seattle Pacific University going up against the team that has won 72 of 82 sets over the course of this winning streak. They take the first set 25-17 here today on Senior Day. What a job by the SPU Falcons, off to a very strong start here at home. Leading the way for Seattle Pacific in that first set, Gabby Odo, she had 6 kills. Right behind her with 5 was Haley Gaines. We'll take a quick break. Second set coming up. Falcons rolling here at home on SPUFalcons.com. Well, just before the break, I had mentioned that Western Washington had won 72 of 82 sets over the course of their win streak. That includes the last 20 straight prior to the set that just happened when Seattle Pacific took set number 1 this afternoon, 25-17, and they go up 1-0 in their final match of the 2018 season. For Western Washington, this will not be their final match. They will be glued to the television tomorrow night on Selection Sunday to see where they are headed in the Division II NCAA tournament. But the Falcons looking for a big upset here today at home. Falcons were led by Gabby Odo with 6 kills in the first set. Right behind her with 5, Haley Gaines, and Maddie Batiste had 4. Simone Tran with 13 assists here early. Off we go in set number 2. Collision there between Tran and Gannetti. Both of them pop right back up. Maddie Batiste winds and fires. Nice dig by Stevens. Falcons nearly started to celebrate, thought that one hit the floor, but now it does hit the floor, but to the way of Western Washington. Gabby Gunterman, the redshirt freshman from Lake Stevens, Washington, is 4th on the team in kills, and she picks up a point there. 1-0. Western Washington goes ahead early. And Maddie Batiste knots it up. 1 point apiece after it goes out of bounds off of the Vikings. Western Washington has beaten Seattle Pacific 9 straight matches. SPU's last victory was a 4-gamer in Bellingham back in October of 2013. The Vikings get another there to go up 2, serving 1. Kaylee Harper with the kill, and now Taylor Lyle will serve. Phelps able to pick up the kill. Abby Phelps, who's averaging 3.5 kills and over 4 digs per set. Entered the season at number 7 in Western Washington volleyball program history in the kill department. Haley Gaines winds and fires, and that's a point for Seattle Pacific. Last touch by Western Washington. Gabby Stegmoller comes back in for SPU, and Amanda Ganetti will go back and serve. It is 2, serving 3. Odo gets another kill. Gabby Odo, her 7th of the match. And that knots it up 3-3. Ganetti back to serve again. Gaines, a little bit wide. It goes out of bounds. 4-3 Vikings. Brett Bosol to serve. Brett Bosol had a career-high 58 assists against West Florida this year. Averages over 12 assists per set, one of the best in the GNAC. That one goes out of bounds to make it 5, serving 3. Western Washington in front. She has the 2nd most assists in the GNAC, just behind Gabrielle Ihara for Central Washington. And the Falcons trim the deficit to 1 now. 4, serving 5. Erin Gould comes back in and she will serve. She already has 1 ace today. Haley Gaines picked up a kill. 4, serving 5. Off it goes into the net. Make it 6-4 Vikings. Gabby Gunderman back in the middle of the lineup now for Western Washington as Phelps just gets it over and Odo has to dig it out. And there's a kill for Gabby Stegmoller. With a lot of juice behind that one. Slammed it in there. Falcons within 1 again, 5, serving 6, and Gabby Odo will go back and serve. Western Washington goes up 7-5. And now Aubrey Stevens will serve. She commits an error. Back within 1 again are the Falcons. 6, serving 7. And now Katie Mansfield will come in and serve, taking the place of Gabby Stegmoller. Mansfield, the junior libero from Linwood, sends it away. Tran sets up Batiste, flicks it over. Bosol right there. Now Phelps too strong with it. It's out of bounds. We are all even in this second set. It is 7, serving 7. Mansfield to serve. She has a long family history here at Seattle Pacific University. Her father graduated from SPU in 1991, and her sister, who's a couple of years older than her, also a student at Seattle Pacific. 7 serving 7 in the second set. Falcons up 1-0. And Kaylee Harper gets another one to fall. She is 4th in the GNAC in total points. 380 plus for the junior. Averages over 4 points a set. And she puts the Vikings up 8 serving 7. Now Odo, make it 8 serving 8. Gabby Odo just able to find enough space. And now Simone Tran will serve. Tran picked up the 60th double-double in assist digs of her career on Thursday night against Simon Fraser. She is likely headed for number 61 in the double-double department to round out her collegiate career. There's another dig. And Batiste hit it out of bounds. Was it touched by one of the Vikings? Yes, it was. And the Falcons go up 9 serving 8 in the second set. Vikings were under the impression that they were getting the point, but the official right on top of it signaled that it was touched. Gunnerman into the Vikings side of the net, and the Falcons up by 2. 10 serving 8. Coach Abby Wright in search of her first win against Western Washington. 0-3 against the Vikings in her career as head coach of SPU. That one goes out off of the Falcons to make it 9 serving 10. Falcons ahead by 1. And May Thung back to serve. Thung had a lot of ties to Western Washington even before she got there. She played on the Puget Sound Volleyball Academy and was coached in high school by Liz Bishop, who's a former Viking player. All even now, 10 serving 10. Thung gets it away. Crespi, that one's blocked in front and down for a Western Washington point. Combining is Kaylee Harper and Abby Phelps. (11 serving 10). Western Washington regains the lead. Not for long. 11-11. Haley Gaines hammers it home. What a response by Seattle Pacific here today, playing with a ton of energy on senior night. They are giving Western Washington all they can handle. There's Kaylee Harper again to put Western Washington back ahead, 12 serving 11. Harper first in the GNAC in total blocks. That one a moment ago, that one a clean kill. So now Taylor Lyle will serve. Odo looking for the answer, but it was batted around, and that one sent out of bounds for Michaela Hall, who I mentioned was second in the GNAC in hitting percentage. That one just out of bounds to make it 12 serving 12, and Amanda Gannett will serve, and she picks up an ace. Amanda Gannett puts SPU ahead 13 serving 12. Amanda Gannett wrapping up her career today as well. That was her 27th ace of the year. Gaines with a hot shot. Davenport there to get it. And Odo returns Phelps' strike. Now Odo looking for a kill, nearly got one. That's a violation to give Western Washington the point. 13 serving 13. Brett Bosol will send it off. Bosol comes from a very athletic family. Both of her parents played collegiate sports as well. Mother played volleyball at Eastern Washington and is now a volleyball coach at Brewster High School in Washington. And her father played football at Spokane Falls. Gabby Odo picks up another kill, and the Falcons up 14-13. Gabby Odo 7th in points within the GNAC, almost 4 points per set. Odo nearly got another. Nearly a 2-hit violation, but Stegmoller able to keep it alive. And the Falcons go up by 2. 15 serving 13 as we reach the midway point of this second set. Gould will serve. And the Falcons are up 16, serving 13. And Western Washington needs another timeout. Falcons are making a bid to go up 2-0 heading into the break. They took the first set 25-17, up 16-13. Trying to finish off set number 2. We'll step aside, be back in a moment. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on SPUFalcons.com. Out of the timeout, Aaron Gould will serve for Seattle Pacific, up 16, serving 13. And she hits it into the net for an error. Now Western Washington back within 2, 14 serving 16 now. As Gabby Gunterman checks back in for Western Washington. Falcons coach Abby Wright was telling us before the match about Western Washington. It's Gabby Odo picks up another kill to put the Falcons up 17-14, but she was telling us that Western Washington just has so many different skills. They're so consistent. But she said it's a fun match to end the year on. And her team's up 1 set tonight and up by 3, make it 4. As the Falcons get the point, that one went out of bounds, not touched. Although Diane Flick-Williams thinks it was. And she will challenge. So the official will take a look to see if it was touched by one of the Falcons on its way out of bounds. Diane Flick-Williams in her 19th season as head coach of Western Washington Volleyball. She's the most successful coach in program history, averaging better than 21 wins a year. Of her 19 years, 14 of them, she has seen 20 or more victories, 12 postseason appearances, and 8 GNAC championships. And she's won GNAC Coach of the Year 9 different times. Western Washington, a Division II powerhouse year in and year out. They started off their season in the West Florida Invitational in Pensacola when they dropped their first 3 matches of the year to 24th ranked Wheeling Jesuit, number 2 ranked Southwest Minnesota State, and number 7 ranked Regis. So they started off the year 0-3. But they have not lost since August 25th, rattling off 24 consecutive wins. But the Falcons looking to put a dent into that this afternoon, up 17-14. Could be 18-14, pending this challenge. And the call is inconclusive, so the Falcons do indeed go up 18, serving 14. Hard to believe that this Western Washington team won 20 consecutive sets before dropping the first one to SPU today. Gabby Odo serves it away. And that one's down for a Western point. Allison Davenport who leads the Vikings in kills, in service aces, picks up a kill there. And right there in front is Kaylee Harper again. And Seattle Pacific will call a timeout. Abby Wright sees that the Vikings starting to make a charge here deeper into the second set. A quick 2-0 run to get back to within 2 points. And she calls a quick timeout. We will step aside for a moment and be right back. You're listening to SPU Volleyball on SPUFalcons.com. Aubrey Stevens will serve out of the timeout for Western Washington. Falcons hanging on, up 18-16. In set number 2, they have a 1-0 lead. Maddie Batiste right into the arms of Allison Davenport, who gets a block. And now Western Washington down by just 1. 17 serving 18. Stevens gets it off again. That one looked like it was going out, but Odo dug it out. And there's a big-time kill by Kaylee Harper. Snow sneaky. Looked like she was going to let it go, but with that wingspan and height of 6'3", took one step, a mini leap, and just swatted it seemed, onto the floor for a kill. Now we are tied 18-18. And Maddie Batiste picks up the point. What a job by Maddie Batiste. Too hot to handle for Western Washington. And now Katie Mansfield will come in and serve. There's Harper again. This time the Falcons are able to return it. That one goes out off of Western Washington, and Seattle Pacific goes up 20, serving 18. The Falcons lost in 4 sets against Western Washington back in early September. There's another kill from Kaylee Harper. And it's 19 serving 20 now. Davenport serves. Batiste again. Davenport able to answer. That one just does get over. Phelps. Returned by Odo. Now Odo going for the kill, and she gets it. Gabby Odo, what a strike from the junior. And the Falcons go up 21-19 in the second set, and Simone Tran will serve. Western Washington was nearly spotless in their 4-set win on September 6th against Seattle Pacific, as the Vikings get a point to pull within 1 to make it 20 serving 21. They did not commit an attack error until midway through the second set. Today, a different story. Seattle Pacific ahead early and ahead late into this second set. And now we're tied, 21-21. Kaylee Harper again. Big time force in the middle. Harper leads Western Washington now with 7 kills. And now the Vikings go ahead 22-21. And Abby Wright wants a timeout. Here comes Western Washington. Another kill by Kaylee Harper. She has 8 to lead the way for the Vikings here on the road. Falcons trying to put up a fight here in set number 2. Down by 1 now, 22-21. Vikings ahead. We'll be right back. This is SPUFalcons.com. Western Washington will serve out of the timeout, up 22-21 in set number 2. Thung serves, Haley Gaines tries to get a point for Seattle Pacific, but that one is down for Western Washington, who very quickly has taken a 23-21 lead. That kill from Brett Bousseau, her first of the day. Falcons trying to come back now. That one goes out. Gaines wide left with it. And now Western Washington will serve for set number 2. Up 24-21. Batiste says not so fast. Puts in a kill to make it 22 serving 24. And Mallie Donahoe will come in and serve for the Falcons. Good crowd here on Senior Day at the Royal Brome Pavilion. Max Gunn with you. Delighted to have you aboard on SPUFalcons.com. Gabby Odo had it rattled around in front. Now she'll reload and fire. But a nice dig by Thung. And Abby Phelps hits it right into the arms of Mally Donahoe, and that is a point and a set for Western Washington. After falling in the first set, they win set number 2, 25-22. And heading into the break, we are all tied up at 1 set apiece. What a match it has been so far. Very exciting. The Falcons going up against the number 2 team in the country, and they nearly went to the locker room with a 2-0 lead. But they will settle for 1 set each. Third set coming up in just a couple of moments. Don't go anywhere. My name is Max Gunn. You are listening to SPUFalcons.com. Welcome back inside the Royal Brome Pavilion. Max Gunn with you on SPUFalcons.com. We are getting ready for set number 3. And we are all tied at 1 set each. Falcons took the first, 25-17, and set number 2 went to Western Washington, 25-22. The Vikings will start with the serve, and we are underway. Set number 3 here today, final match of the season. And the first point of set number 3 goes to the Falcons. Sean Crespi able to connect, hit it off of one of the Vikings. Gabby Odo, after a relatively quiet night by her standards on Thursday against Simon Fraser, leading the way for SPU right now with 11 kills. Abby Phelps with a kill to make it 1-1. Maddie Batiste with 9 kills right behind Odo for SPU. Haley Gaines with 8. Meanwhile, 8 kills leads the way for Western Washington. Kaylee Harper, the middle blocker, with 8. Now 2-1. Vikings ahead here early. Simone Tran has her 61st career double-double. Already 25 assists and 18 digs. Falcons tie it up 2-2. Another kill from Odo, her 12th. And that is an error. Amanda Gannetti too strong with it. And it's 3-2, Western Washington ahead. Tran setting up Haley Gaines, and Gaines fires it in for the kill, and we are all tied up at 3 points apiece in set number 3. Haley Gaines wrapping up her collegiate career today. Says she's not entirely sure what the future holds for her. She doesn't want to rule out a return to volleyball at some point, but volleyball's been such a big part of her life as Aaron Gould commits an error to make it 4-3 Western Washington. But Gaines said that she wants to see what life has to offer that doesn't include volleyball for the time being. Now here's Odo. Set up by Tran again. Odo strikes. Lyle digs it out. Stegmoller, that stays in. And Gabby Stegmoller knots it up at 4-4. What a job by Stegmoller. Maddie Batiste comes back in. Stegmoller's over 100 kills for the first time in her career. Odo serves it away. There's Phelps. Simone Tran with a block and a point for the Falcons, who go up 5-4. Simone Tran at just 5'8", plays a whole lot taller than that because of her terrific vertical jump. Showing it off right there. She is so much more than a setter for Seattle Pacific as the Falcons get another point after that one goes into the net to make it 6-4. Gabby Odo is back to serve. And to just think that Simone Tran was so close to not playing collegiate volleyball as Gabby Odo picks up an ace to make it 7-4. Tran wrapped up her senior season at Jesuit High School in the Portland suburb of Beaverton and wasn't sure that she wanted to play collegiately. She was looking toward a future in medicine and was ready to put volleyball in the past, wanted to focus on her studies, but then things changed. While in high school, she played club volleyball with current teammate and Falcon libero Amanda Gannetti. And Amanda Gannetti was being heavily recruited by Seattle Pacific, and Seattle Pacific was at the top of Simone Tran's list anyway as an academic school for her pre-med program. So then Falcons head coach Chris Johnson, after actively recruiting Amanda Gennady, saw Simone Tran play, and that spiked Simone Tran's interest in coming to SPU to play volleyball anyway. And she said it just all fell into place at the right time. She said that then Coach Chris Johnson emphasized that at a D2 school, you are absolutely a student first, and that really stood out to Simone Tran, and that enticed her to play volleyball, and boy, was it a good decision. She will end her career today as the all-time assist leader in SPU Falcons history. Falcons have their lead trimmed to 1 now. It is 7 serving 8. Abby Phelps goes back to serve. Simone Tran has her sights set on becoming a physician's assistant in the next chapter of her life when volleyball comes to a close at the end of this match. Maddie Batiste gets it over the net, off of the hands of Michaela Hall. She couldn't dig it. And the Falcons go up 9 serving 7. Simone Tran back to serve. Simone Tran says SPU, both academically and athletically, such a special place. She said her time here would not have been what it was without the sport of volleyball. And she said she's had so much fun going through this with her best friend and her roommate, Amanda Gennady, right by her side. Standing just a couple of feet from each other on the court right now. Pretty neat story, pretty awesome career for both of them. And now Western has knotted it up at 9 points apiece. Abby Wright told us that she's so proud of Simone Tran. She said it's pretty neat when results reward a player for all of their hard work. Abby said that when she came in a couple of years ago, in the midst of the coaching change, they asked Simone to do some things a little bit differently, make some changes, and she's been so impressed with her work ethic and her tenacity and her competitiveness. 10 serving 9, Falcons in front here in set number 3. The sets are tied 1-1. Whistle blows, and they are going to get Sean Crespi on an error. And now it is 10 serving 10. Davenport serves. Tran sets up Crespi. But Davenport able to get down and stop it from touching the hardwood. Tran will set up Crespi one more time. And it's another error to give the Vikings an 11-10 lead. Here's Gabby Odo. Right there is Kaylee Harper. Harper has been such a force. Falcons have had a tough time with her all afternoon. Western Washington goes ahead, 12 serving 10. Another point for the Vikings. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Seattle Pacific. And Abby Wright will call a timeout. Haley Gaines charged with the attack error there. Approaching the midway point here of set number 3, 13-10 Western Washington. We'll be right back. You are listening to SPU Volleyball on SPUFalcons.com. the last time these two teams matched up in this building. It went to 5 games last year before Western Washington ultimately pulled out the win. These two teams, arch rivals, separated by just 90 minutes. Gabby Odo so close to picking up a point there. Falcons need one badly. 4 straight points for Western Washington, and that will stop right now as Gabby Odo will pick up the kill. And the Falcons down by 2 now, 11 serving 13. The Falcons were 2 points away from closing it out last year in Game 5 at Brome. Another kill from Kaylee Harper to put Western back up 14-11. But Western scored the last 4 points to take the match last year. Absolute heartbreaker for Seattle Pacific. Haley Gaines fires it in there. And the Falcons down by just 2, 12 serving 14. And Aaron Gould will go back in to serve. Away it goes. Nearly picked up an ace. Stevens able to get it over at the last second. Tran nearly got it to fall. So close. Now Odo strikes out of bounds. Was it touched? Yes, it was. And the Falcons down by just 1, 13 serving 14. Gabby Odo now, with that last kill, is up to 981 in her career. So during her senior campaign next year, she will nearly automatically reach 1,000 to become just the 7th player in SPU history to hit that mark. Stegmoller, that one was not touched, and it goes out for a Vikings point. Michaela Hall and Taylor Lyle back in for Western Washington. It will be Lyle to serve. Lyle, a native of Bellingham, stayed right there to play her college ball. Out of bounds it goes again. 16-13 Western Washington. Lyle appeared in just 9 matches the first 3 years of her Western Washington career, but has seen a lot more playing time this season. Has appeared in now 22 of 28 matches, and Gabby Odo able to bring the Falcons within 2, 14 serving 16. Lyle has mainly been used as a serving specialist. That's what we just saw when she was inserted by Diane Flick-Williams to come in and serve. Flick-Williams watching on closely. Her team's in a really tight battle with Seattle Pacific on the road. 14 serving 16 is the score in set number 3. Here's Odo again. Another point for SPU, down by just 1. There's Phelps. She gets a kill. Abby Phelps has been held to a relatively quiet day by her standards. She just picked up her 8th kill of the match. Phelps had as many as 27 kills in a match this season. Gabby Odo keeps it in bounds. And the Falcons down 16 serving 17. And Katie Mansfield comes in to serve. Odo leading the way now with 17 kills. Wasn't able to dig that one out though. And it's 18-16 Western. Phelps sends it away. Here's Batiste. That one goes out of bounds. We've seen that a couple of different times from Maddie Batiste today. Winding up and firing, but too strong. 19 serving 16 now. Odo. Nice dig by Phelps. Able to save that one. And an equally as good dig on the other side for Seattle Pacific by Amanda Gennady. This time, Batiste able to capitalize. And it's back to a 2-point spread. Simone Tran will serve. Sean Crespi with a block in the middle. And this crowd at Brome is fired up. The Falcons will serve for the tie. 18 serving 19. Crespi nearly tied it up. Now Gaines will try and do so. But it's returned by Western. And Western back up by 2. Western Washington makes it so tough. They are 3rd in the conference and 20th in the country, and averaging over 19 digs per set. But Gaines able to find some space there. And it's back to 1. 19 serving 20, Donahoe will try and guide the Falcons to a 20-20 tie this next point. Off it goes. And Harper able to combine with Gabby Gunterman there for the block and the point. Gunterman has seen a lot of playing time this year after redshirting last year. She was a standout at Lake Stevens High School and an ace for Western Washington. They go up 22-19. And Abby Wright will take a timeout. Boy, the Falcons are putting up a fight tonight. Down by 3 in set number 3. We'll step aside and be back. This is SPU Volleyball on SPUFalcons.com. Western Washington will serve out of the timeout. Allison Davenport will send it away. And she commits an error. Point for the Falcons. Down 20, serving 22, and Amanda Gennady will serve. And Western Washington back up by 3. Mei Thung back into the lineup will serve for Western Washington. 23 serving 20. Haley Gaines with a hot shot. That will go for a kill. The senior opposite will check out, and Aaron Gould will come in and serve. 21 serving 23. There's Phelps. Tapped around by Tran and Stegmoller. Tran setting up Odo. What a dig by Stevens. Odo will reload and try again. This time she converts. Gabby Odo brings the Falcons to within a single point. 22 serving 23. And Western Washington will take a timeout. The Falcons have saved some of the best volleyball of their season for their final match of the year. Hanging tough with the number 2 team in the country. We'll be right back on SPUFalcons.com. Out of the timeout, Aaron Gould will serve for Seattle Pacific University. Down by 1 point in set number 3. The sets are tied at 1 each. And Gould commits an error, slaps her hands together in frustration. And now Western Washington goes up 24-22 and will serve now for set number 3. Taylor Lyle, the serving specialist, will send it away. Off it goes. Dug out by Ganetti. Tran setting up Odo. What a dig by Phelps. Sweeping through to save it. And set number 3 is still alive. The Falcons pull back to within 1. Gabby Odo will serve for the Falcons. That was tapped around and went out of bounds off of the Vikings. So Odo sends it away, and she picks up an ace. It's win by 2-time, 24-24. Miscommunication on the dig for Western Washington. 2 white shirts were right there. And the Falcons able to take advantage. Second ace of the match now for Gabby Odo. Falcons have 4 total as a team on the day, so 24 serving 24. Phelps softly taps it over. Gould digs it out, setting up Maddie Batiste, who will reload now. As will Phelps. What a dig by Odo. And the Falcons are 1 point away from now taking this third set. Batiste hit it over, and the return for Western Washington went out of bounds. And a timeout for Western Washington as the crowd comes to its feet here at the Royal Brome Pavilion. It was set point for Western Washington. Falcons able to tie it up. Now it's set point for SPU. We'll keep it right here during the timeout and let you know of some other Seattle Pacific University sports news. The men's and women's cross-country teams will run in the NCAA Division II West Regionals next Saturday morning in Billings, Montana, with berths in the national meet on the line. The men race at 9 a.m. Pacific time. For all the latest news on Seattle Pacific Athletics, it's just a click away at www.spufalcons.com. Get all the Falcon sports news that you cannot get anywhere else on the day it happens. Again, that website, www.spufalcons.com. Gabby Odo will serve out of the timeout. The Falcons going for set number 3. The crowd remains on their feet. This is as large and as loud of a crowd the Falcons have seen at home here all season. Odo with a couple of dribbles. She's ready. Sends the serve off. Stegmoller had it tapped around. Now Batiste trying to end this set, but Tung able to return, but Stegmoller gets it down, and the Falcons take set number 3. Seattle Pacific has pushed Western Washington to the brink in this match. They are up 2-1. They take set number 3, 26-24. What a response by Seattle Pacific University down to their final point. Able to come back, tie it up, and end up winning by 2. What a match here at the Brome tonight. 4th set coming up. You won't want to miss it on SPUFalcons.com. Seattle Pacific University has a 2-1 lead over the number 2 team in the country, Western Washington, down on the road. Seattle Pacific trying to finish this one off as the careers finish for Simone Tran, Sean Crespi, Amanda Gannett, and Haley Gaines. What a way to go out if they are able to beat the number 2 team in the country. Gabby Odo has led the charge for Seattle Pacific this afternoon. She has 20 kills and 15 digs, another double-double for the junior. The season high for Odo in the kill department is 23. That was against Western Oregon earlier this season. Falcons will serve to start set number 4. Simone Tran will get us started. Also in double-digit kills for the Falcons, Maddie Batiste has 12, and so does Haley Gaines. Away we go. And the first point goes to Western Washington. It was touched by Allison Davenport. Sean Crespi got a hand on it, but it went out of bounds. Davenport serves. Falcons coming from behind in that third set, and the Falcons tie it up 1 point apiece. Maddie Batiste gets it to fall. Mallie Donahoe checks back into the match. Scores so far tonight at Royal Burome Pavilion. Seattle Pacific took the first set 25-17. Western Washington tied it up with a 25-22 second set win, but a 26-24 win by Seattle Pacific in that third set. And the Falcons now with a 2-1 lead after that one went out of bounds. Odo has a return by Davenport. Tran gets one hand on it. Nice job by Amanda Gannetti to get it over in crunch time. Longest rally now of this fourth set. Popped up into the air, way too strong for Gabby Gunterman. And Falcons go ahead 3-1. Mentioned that the NCAA Division II Selection Sunday for the tournament is tomorrow, and Diane Flick-Williams told us before the match that it's not so much what we do necessarily, but what other teams in the country do. Well, her team is down 4-1 in this fourth set. And Coach Flick-Williams has to call a timeout. Early lead for the Falcons in set number 4, trying to finish it off at home on Senior Day. We'll be right back. This is SPUFalcons.com. Mallie Donahoe will serve out of the timeout. Seattle Pacific with a 4-1 lead. Nearly an ace there, but it's a point nonetheless for Seattle Pacific. They go up 5-1. Donahoe sends it off again. And this one's an error. Nice job by Allison Davenport to let that one go out of bounds. Recognizing it early and didn't touch it, just let it go by the wayside to give Western Washington a point, and that likely would have been an error, but Mallie Donahoe got a piece of it, trying to skip out of the way, so it's an ace for May Thung. 3-5 now, back-to-back points for the Vikings. Odo trying to change that. And she does. From the left pin, able to knock it off one of the Vikings. 6 serving 3. Yannetti serves. Stevens digs. And Kaylee Harper kills. Vikings back down by just 2. 4 serving 6. Taylor Lyle will serve. Odo too strong with it. And it's just a 1-point game now. 5 serving 6. Taylor Lyle, one of 5 seniors on Western Washington's team, as the Vikings somehow keep that one alive. But the whistle blows, and it ends up being a point for Seattle Pacific on an attack error. The seniors for Western Washington have had such a remarkable run. Those seniors, Abby Phelps, Brett Bosol, Michaela Hall, Aubrey Stevens, and Taylor Lyle, all in their 5th years after redshirting as true freshmen. And they have helped the Western Washington program to one of the most successful 4-year stretches in program history during their tenure. They have a record of 121. They've only lost 21 times since coming to campus. That is pretty remarkable. Falcons back with a 3-point lead. It's 8 serving 5. Aaron Gould will serve. Attack error charge to Davenport on that last point. Donahoe skies high, but it's blocked and down for a Western Washington point. That is Michaela Hall. Michaela Hall has had a pretty quiet evening, although just as I say that, she puts together back-to-back points for the Vikings, who again trimmed the deficit to 1. It is 7 serving 8. Bosol sends it away. And Odo hits it into the Falcons' side of the net. We're all tied, 8-8. Bosol named a Division II All-American honorable mention. First team All-West region last year. There's Phelps. Dig by Gannetti. Tran sets up Odo, looking for a kill, but a nice job by Thung. Long rally here, 8 serving 8 in the 4th set. Seattle Pacific up 2 sets to 1, and Phelps gets it to fall. I mentioned Phelps was the GNAC Player of the Year last year. Became the 9th Viking to pick up that award. 9 serving 8. Western Washington in front. Phelps looking for another, but Aaron Gould right there to counter. And that's blocked in front. And another Western Washington point. All of a sudden, the Vikings go up by 2. It's 10-8. Abby Wright calls a quick timeout. We will be right back as well on SPUFalcons.com. Western Washington will serve out of the timeout. My name is Max Gunn, welcoming you back inside the Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle. Brent Basol sends it away. 10-8 lead for Western with their backs against the wall in this fourth set. Seattle Pacific trying to close this match out. Nice dig there by Stevens, setting up Phelps, who hits it into the Viking side of the net. And that's a Seattle Pacific point. Down by 1, it's 9-10. And Gabby Odo will serve. That one was tapped off of Maddie Batiste. And a kill for Michaela Hall, who is having herself quite a fourth set so far. That's already 3 kills. Phelps serves. (11-9) Vikings. Couple of really nice digs there by the freshman Gould. Long rally here, and the point finally goes to Western Washington. Allison Davenport on the outside, able to convert, showing that she's been a lot more than a serving specialist here today. That's her 3rd kill. And that one finds the net off the hand of Gabby Gunterman. Falcons back within 2, 10 serving 12, and Katie Mansfield will serve. Mansfield sends it off. Batiste winding up, firing. Ricocheted off of a couple Vikings, but they're able to keep it alive. That one is in for a Western Washington point. Very, very close, but the official right on top of it pointed that flag down. And Western Washington goes up 13, serving 10. That kill credited to Davenport again. Odo. That one's in. A kill for Gabby Odo. 11 serving 13. Simone Tran will serve. That was Odo's 22nd kill. One shy of her season high. And the Vikings go back up by 3. Allison Davenport will serve. Phelps sneaks it in there, goes off of Simone Tran, 15-11 Vikings. And that is an error. Too strong for Allison Davenport. Falcons get a point and the serve back. Allie Donahoe will go back and serve. Donahoe, a junior from Windemar, California. Nice job by Ganetti to dig out that tough volley from Kaylee Harper. So strong. Ganetti sends up Odo. Odo fires again, but Harper able to get a piece of it, keep that ball alive. Gaines from the opposite end, will stuff it home. And Haley Gaines brings the Falcons back to within 2, 13 serving 15. They just kept it alive, did the Falcons, until Gaines got in good position to do what she does best. And now it's Gabby Gunterman with a vicious hit that was unable to be returned by Seattle Pacific, and Western Washington goes back up 16, serving 13. Mei Thung will serve. And now 17-13 Western Washington. Odo able to get a point for Seattle Pacific. It goes out of bounds off of Western Washington. 14 serving 17. Amanda Gannett will serve. That one is in for Kaylee Harper. Very close. Close enough to potentially warrant a challenge, but Abby Wright had a good look at it, and she will elect not to challenge. 18 serving 14. Taylor Lyle serves, and Odo is too strong with it. 19-14, Western Washington on top, trying to force a fifth set, and that forces Abby Wright to call a timeout. Up by 5 are the Vikings, but their backs against the wall. 19-14 in set number 4. We'll be right back on SPUFalcons.com. Out of the timeout. That ball is served by Lyle. And that one is out, just barely off the hand of Gabby Stegmoller. And it's a 6-point advantage for Western Washington in this fourth set. 20 serving 14. Gaines can't get that one to drop. Odo keeps it alive. Donahoe has to get it over and does. And Western Washington continues to convert, and they have really grabbed a hold of this fourth set. Now 21 serving 14. And Lyle remains the hot hand with the serve. And she picks up an ace. (22 serving 14). The Vikings playing like they want to indeed force a fifth set for the second year in a row at the Royal Brome Pavilion, and now there looks to be an injury down on the floor. Number 1, Brett Bosol, went down and is walking very gingerly as she pops up and appears to be okay walking it off. Head coach Diane Flick-Williams right by her side. Boso appears to be smiling now, which is, of course, a good sign. And she is nodding yes to her teammates that she wants to remain in this match. And she will. She went down clutching, which looked to be her right foot. May have turned it on the floor, but she is all right. Good news for Western Washington. So Lyle will serve. And the Vikings, behind Michaela Hall, go up 23-14. Hall with the kill there. Another ace for Taylor Lyle, and just like that, it is set point. A 10-point lead for Western Washington, up 24-14. Falcons have unraveled a bit. Odo trying to stop the bleeding, and she's able to do so. Gets the Falcons a point and the serve back, down by 9, 15 serving 24. And Aaron Gould will serve. Back-to-back points, goes into the net for SPU. And Gould will serve again. 16 serving 24 now. Gould with a couple of spins and fires it away. Odo, too strong with it. It goes out of bounds. Was it touched by a Viking? Yes, it was. And the Falcons have rattled off 3 consecutive points. The Vikings were under the impression that they had taken the 4th set, but the official said it was touched. 17 serving 24. Tran setting up Odo, and Odo collects the Falcons another point. A 4-0 run for Seattle Pacific. It still remains set point, though, for Western Washington. There's Phelps. Nice dig by Gannetti. Odo again. Stevens right there to answer the bell, and Phelps will try once more. Denied by Donahoe. Tran sends it over herself, trying to catch the Vikings off guard. And Gabby Odo finds some space. What a day for Gabby Odo. And Western Washington will take a timeout after the Falcons have gone on a 5-0 run. How about Gabby Odo, a career night? She has 27 kills for Seattle Pacific University. Trying to make a comeback in this 4th set. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too, on SPUFalcons.com. Aaron Gould will serve out of the timeout for Seattle Pacific. The Falcons on a 5-0 run. Trying to complete a comeback in the 4th set, and they move another step closer as Gould picks up an ace. 20 serving 24 now. Gould sends it away again. And that set belongs to the Vikings. Michaela Hall able to knock it off of one of the Falcons. They take set number 4, 25-20, and they have forced a fifth set. First to 15 will win this one here at the Royal Brome Pavilion. We are all tied up, 2 sets apiece. Big finish coming up. Falcons trying to send their 4 seniors out on a winning note when we come back on SPUFalcons.com. Welcome back to the Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle, where Simone Tran, Sean Crespi, Amanda Gannetti, and Haley Gaines are about to play the final set of their collegiate volleyball careers. We are tied at 2 sets apiece. Heading into set number 5, the Falcons trying to knock off a Western Washington team that has not lost since August. Simone Tran will serve first, and we are underway. First to 15 will take this one. Tran setting up Maddie Batiste. What a dig by Stevens to keep that one alive. Odo dug out that one. That's her 18th dig of the day, and the first point of the 5th set will go to Seattle Pacific after that one went out of bounds off of the hands of Western Washington. Gabby Odo, how about 27 kills and 18 digs, 30 points. A career night for her. And we're tied up at 1-1 now. Michaela Hall moving to her right from her middle blocker position. Able to sneak it in there. So 1 serving 1. And Western will serve for the first time in the 5th set. Abby Phelps sends it away. Gaines had it knocked around. Hall got a piece of it. Now Batiste with a soft toss. Nearly caused some confusion for Western Washington. Out of bounds, point SPU. Gabby Gunterman too strong with it. And now Mally Donahoe will come in and serve for SPU, up 2, serving 1. Davenport denied by Ganetti, but tapped home for Michaela Hall. 2 serving 2. Back and forth we go in this 5th set. Odo. Not that time. Gaines couldn't get that one to go either. Stegmuller races back into position as Odo just tapped it over. And Odo picks up a point. Deflected off of one of the Vikings. 3 serving 2. Falcons in front, and Katie Mansfield will serve. Neither team has taken more than a 1-point lead in this 5th set. Falcons trying to do so here. Harper, what a save by Simone Tran. Somehow that got back to the Vikings side of the net, and the Falcons go up by 2. Sean Crespi knocks it in. And this crowd is fired up. Western Washington used to playing in these types of atmospheres at their home gymnasium at Carver Gym. As the Vikings pick up another point there to make it 3 serving 4 now. They averaged over 500 fans over the last 8 matches at home, but not used to this kind of environment on the road. Here's Odo. A nice dig by Gunterman. And it's 4 serving 4. A lot of Western Washington fans in attendance at the Royal Brome Pavilion today. Made the 90-minute drive down the interstate. Here's Gaines. Nice job by Stevens. And Phelps. Gaines races over there. What a job by SPU. Good communication between Odo and Donahoe there. And Gabby Odo picks up the kill. The Falcons go out in front, 5 serving 4. And Aaron Gould will come in and serve. Gabby Odo's strong match just continues. 29 kills now for the junior, and the Falcons go back up by 2. Abby Phelps hit it into the Vikings side of the net, 6 serving 4. Harper, one of her signature moves, but SPU ready for it, and that one is out. A little bit too strong off the hand of Donahoe. And it's 5 serving 6. May Thung will serve. Falcons remain so close to pulling off this enormous upset. And Gabby Odo gets another. Her 30th kill of the night. And SPU goes up 7, serving 5. Seattle Pacific 8 points away. from taking down the number 2 ranked team in the country. Phelps has the bell answered by Maddie Batiste with a soft toss, but Phelps counters. Batiste winds up again. Stevens stays home and gets it. And Abby Phelps picks up the kill and the point for Western Washington to bring them back to within 1. It will be 6, serving 7. And Seattle Pacific will call a timeout. What a match at the Royal Brome Pavilion today. The big finish, grand finale, coming back on the flip side of this break. Falcons up by 1 in set number 5 on SPUFalcons.com. For the second straight year, Seattle Pacific and Western Washington have gone to 5 sets in the Royal Brome Pavilion. Taylor Lyle will serve for the Vikings, who are down 6, serving 7. Falcons have had as large as a 2-point lead in this 5th set, but now we're all tied up at 7, serving 7. And Lyle will serve again. And Abby Wright is going to challenge that last call. So the official will go over to the replay monitor and take another look at it. Seattle Pacific in their 1,000th match as a volleyball program have a chance to make it quite a memorable one. So they are reviewing that last play to see if it was indeed out, or if it somehow was able to stay in there and give the Falcons a point. This past Friday, the Falcons had a whole bunch of players named to the GNAC All-Academic Team. Allie Donahoe, Amanda Gannetti, Jaden Hooker, Katie Mansfield, Gabby Odo, Gabby Stegmoller, and Simone Tran picked up that honor. In my story earlier about Simone Tran, I mentioned how academics were so important to her that she almost didn't even play volleyball altogether in college to focus on her studies, but she made a terrific decision to do both here at Seattle Pacific and earn with that nice recognition to the GNAC All-Academic Team just yesterday. So the call stands on the court. 7 serving 7 after the review. Serve sticks with Western Washington. Taylor Lyle will serve. She was one of 10 chosen to represent the Puget Sound area in the High Performance National Championships in Iowa in 2011. PA announcer instructs the Falcons fans to get loud, and they do. What a strike there for Michaela Hall. Came right at the freshman, Erin Gould, and she could not handle it. It is 8 serving 7. Vikings out in front. And now the teams will switch sides. What an incredible match this has been. Odo going for the tie, and she gets it. Gabby Odo. How about her 31st kill of the night? And we are all tied up at 8. Midway through this 5th set. Each of these teams 7 points away from putting one into the win column. Batiste can't get that hit to go. Phelps with a soft toss. The freshman Gould right there. And Batiste hits that one too far on that end line. Out of bounds it goes. 9 serving 8. Vikings in front. And Basol will serve. Basol was the Vikings player who went down earlier with that injury, but stayed in the match, deemed herself good to go. Stegmoller trying to even the contest, and she does. Gabby Stegmoller set up beautifully by Simone Tran with a little pop-up that dropped. 9 serving 9, and Simone Tran will serve. What a dig by Tran. Crowd fired up after that one. And Phelps had it blocked in front by Stegmoller and Batiste. Phelps again. Able to convert this time. It was touched by Stegmoller. And that puts Western Washington up 10 serving 9. Phelps will serve. Tran setting up Batiste, looking for the equalizer, but it goes out of bounds. And now the Vikings take their largest lead of the 5th set. 11 serving 9. Stegmoller brings the Falcons back to within 1. What a 5th set Gabby Stegmoller is having. And Mally Donahoe will check in and serve for SPU. Gunnerman gets it over, but it's out of bounds. And we're all even again, 11 points apiece in this 5th set. It doesn't get any closer than this. Western Washington calls a timeout on the floor. (11-11) in the 5th set. We will step aside. Don't go anywhere on SPUFalcons.com. Out of the timeout, Mally Donahoe will serve for Seattle Pacific. 11 serving 11 in set number 5. Off it goes. And the Vikings able to capitalize off the serve on the return. They go up 12-11. And Aubrey Stevens, who who set the kills record at Colville High School. Serves it away. And the Falcons knot it up again, 12-12. Katie Mansfield in to serve. The 5'1" junior leaps into the air and picks up an ace. And Katie Mansfield puts the Falcons ahead 13, serving 12. That's exactly why Abby Roy put her in to serve. And she was able to pick up a huge point for her team late into this match. And now Western ties it up again behind Kaylee Harbor. So tall in the middle, it's 13, serving 13. And there is a timeout on the floor. It is senior day here at the Royal Brome Pavilion. It is the 1,000th match in SPU volleyball history. And what a remarkable match it has been. We'll keep it right here during the timeout. The first set went to SPU 25-17. Western Washington was able to go into the break with the sets being tied at 1-1 after they took the second 25-22. SPU won the third 26-24, and Western Washington won the fourth set 25-20 to set up this incredible fifth set that is tied up at 13 points each. After Katie Mansfield had that last day, Simone Tran went over to her and was clearly pumped up. Simone Tran wants to exit her Falcon career with a victory. As do all the other seniors. You can tell, you can see the emotion on the floor coming to life here at the Royal Brome Pavilion. Out of the timeout. It is served by Western Washington. And a kill in for Kaylee Harper, and now it is match point. Allison Davenport will serve for the match. Crowd is on their feet. Serve is off. Dig by Gannett. Tran coming over by the table. She crashes into the table. And that is down for a Western Washington point, and the Vikings prevail on the road. They win the fifth set, 15-13, an absolute heartbreaker for Seattle Pacific University for the second year in a row. They've fallen 5 sets on their home floor to their arch rival, Western Washington. What a match it was. What an effort by Seattle Pacific. And what a performance by the seniors. Congratulations to all 4 of them, Simone Tran, Amanda Gannett, Haley Gaines, and Sean Crespi, for all of their contributions to the Seattle Pacific University volleyball program over their tenure in a Falcons uniform. Gabby Odo had a terrific day for the Falcons. She had 32 kills and had a double-double. Gabby Odo with a remarkable day. Picked up 18 digs. And in her farewell, Simone Tran had 34 digs and picked up 55 assists for the 62nd double-double of her career. Western Washington ends their season on a 25-match winning streak. They finished 25-3, a perfect 20-0 in GNAC conference play, while Seattle Pacific, they end their year with an 11-16 record and 9-11 within the GNAC conference. Western Washington will find out their fate tomorrow on Selection Sunday to see where they will go first in the NCAA Division II tournament. That'll wrap things up here at the Royal Brome Pavilion. On behalf of all of us at Seattle Pacific University, my name is Max Guns, saying good night and so long. Thanks so much for tuning in to this edition of SPU Volleyball.